I want to start off this hour with this, though. Louisiana, first state in the country to mandate that the 10 Commandments be placed in every school classroom. Like it used to be, but I guess it was never mandated in the past. We just did it. Everyone just did it because we were a Christian nation, just as we were founded on. So here's what it says in Louisiana: a poster-sized display of the 10 Commandments in large, easily readable font. That's good. You got to put someone could put it in wingdings and be like, there it is. It's just in wingdings. No, it's not. Doesn't got it. Easily readable. Comic Sans in all public classrooms from kindergarten to state-funded universities. So this is great. So this is going to be sued into oblivion, of course. And the governor said, I can't wait to be sued. The posters, which will be paired with a 4-paragraph context statement describing how the 10 Commandments were a prominent part of American public education for almost 3 centuries, must be placed in classrooms by the start of 2025. The posters can't be paid for with state funds, right? So they're getting around one of the arguments that's going to be made. So it can only be paid for by donations. So what does each poster cost? $4. Maybe it should be 50 cents, but knowing it's the government, I'll chip in $4 for a poster. The law also authorizes, but does not require, the display of other items in K through 12 schools, including the Mayflower Compact, which was signed by the Pilgrims aboard the Mayflower, often referred to as America's first constitution. That'd be fun to go over. We should talk about that one. The Declaration of Independence, Northwest Ordinance, which established a government in the Northwest Territory and present-day Midwest, and created a pathway for admitting new states to the Union. Okay. So the court decided this issue back in 1980. It was in Kentucky. The school was in Kentucky. It was a 5-4 decision that the 10 Commandments served no secular purpose and was only a religious resource, and therefore constituted a law respecting an establishment of religion. And it's high time we revisit that absurd decision, just like we've revisited many Supreme Court decisions over time. We're now, is it the 70th anniversary of Brown v. Board of Education? So that's great. So we can revisit Supreme Court decisions. They're not etched in stone. See what I did there, Zach? That was a 10 Commandments joke.
It was good. Are you not on our Raw Dog comedy channel?
That edit, take that, cut that, put that over on Raw Dog Comedy. Hey, you think this is funny? Check out Breitbart News Daily. Comedy like this. So listen, of course, this is good. Of course, this is nothing to freak out about. That's the other thing. If you walk into the House of Representatives, there are 23 marble reliefs of different figures all around the room, of different people related to the development of law. And the first one, right over the door when you walk in. So you walk in, if you ever walk into the House of Representatives chamber and look up, look right behind you, there's a relief of the main guy, Moses. There he is. That's the guy right there in the halls of Congress. So obviously I'm for this, and let me tell you why. First of all, it's about high time that Christians go on the offense and stop being fooled into silence, stop being hoodwinked by this separation of church and state nonsense, which everyone has backwards. I'll explain in just a minute. But Christians walked away from the public arena. We removed our religion, and it was immediately replaced with many other pagan religions. What do I mean, pagan religions? I don't know. Exhibit A, we're currently in the middle of Pride Month. There's a pagan religion right there. You don't think that's a religion? Of course it's a religion. We left, they filled it in. I'm against this law. Because it doesn't also require the Beatitudes be placed in every single classroom. It doesn't go nearly far enough. 10 Commandments, good start. And don't come at me with this hypothetical. Well, Slater, what if Buddhists want their dumb Buddha sayings on the wall? Okay, we don't live in a Buddhist nation. If the founders were Buddhist, then we can talk. If we were founded as a Buddhist nation, we'll have a conversation. If we were living in Sri Lanka, then yes, I would expect a statue of a fat guy in every classroom. All right? But we don't. So that's a stupid hypothetical. Oh, what if the Buddhists? No, we got to let the Buddhists. No, you don't. Well, now you got to let the Satanists have. No, you don't. You don't have to now do that. All right, here's what the poster says. So hide your children. Hide your children. All right. I'm going to quote the 10 Commandments here. Just so you know exactly what's in every, to know what we're talking about here, right? You just hear, so that the media, they don't tell you things. They don't tell you the things. I've read all these articles, and none of the articles have a link to what is actually put up on the wall, right? They don't have any context. They don't have any story. They don't tell you the thing that you need to know. But hide your kids. I'm going to read the. By the way, I saw a video of a mom. A little sidebar here. Saw a video of a mom, a cruel mom, with maybe her, probably Johnny's age, probably 4 years old enough to know what he's doing, but young enough that they still think it's cute. And they were singing the Please, Please, Please song. Producer Zach, I know you're a big pop star. A guy who sings Please, Please, Please?
I'll have to look it up.
Sabrina Carpenter. There you go, Sabrina Carpenter. And that's like the big pop song right now. And the kids dropping F-bombs. And everyone thinks it's hilarious. So that's great. But come at that same person with the 10 Commandments, and they're like, whoa, vulgar. I got children in the car. All right? The text shall read as follows. The 10 Commandments. I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make to thyself any graven images. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his cattle, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Okay. There you go. It's got to be in every classroom in Louisiana. All right, but by the way, that used to be in every classroom in America not that long ago. All right, I got two arguments. I was watching a debate the other day between Michael Knowles, who I like a lot. Big fan of Michael Knowles. Big Michael Knowles fan. I appreciate him very much. And there was a debate between him and this famous British atheist guy who I guess is like becoming more and more popular. His name's Alex O'Connor, I think. Yes, Alex O'Connor. All right, so here's the say. So it's Michael Knowles and Alex O'Connor. And the question was, is America a Christian nation? Or was America founded as a Christian nation or something like that? And this atheist guy brought up Thomas Jefferson and his separation of church and state. And Michael Knowles, who I love, missed it, totally missed it. And I don't make this argument really much anymore because I think everyone's sick of hearing it. But apparently we need to keep making it because I guess not everyone knows it. So I'm going to do it in full here. And I'm going to read it in full because we're adults. And it's Sirius XM, and there's no commercials, really. So we have plenty of time. But like, I don't want to insult you. This one, I think the media is insulting. Every time I read some article about how, to make your reels more successful, they need to be quicker and faster. And it's like, it's ridiculous. Like adult people can think. I think we could like read a thing in full. No, cut to the chase. Like all right, anyway. All right, so here's the back. This is the story of separation of church and state. All right, everyone's got it backwards. Here's the story. There's a letter written by the Danbury, Connecticut Baptist Association. They were a religious sect that was persecuted by the Congregationalists at the time. They were the Puritans, basically. They were the Puritans that were the majority in Connecticut. So in Connecticut, the majority of the people there were Puritans. Yale was a Congregationalist seminary. in 1701. So this is a Congregationalist state, Connecticut. But you got these Baptists who are there. And the Baptists are like, hey, we're being persecuted here by our fellow Connecticutians. And so they wrote a letter. The Danbury Baptists wrote a letter to Thomas Jefferson, the new president. We got this new president in here. And these Baptists were worried that Thomas Jefferson, who's now in charge of the federal government, was going to impose religious laws and mandates on them, or I should say laws and mandates on their religion. They were worried that Thomas Jefferson was going to come down and crack down on them. Oh, now we got it coming from all sides. We got it coming from everyone here in Connecticut, and now we're going to get it from Thomas Jefferson in Washington as well. So they wrote a letter. They were very worried. They didn't want the state imposing on their religion. So here's the letter. I'll quote it in full. Dear sir, among the many millions in America and Europe who rejoice in your election to office. That's a lot of this stuff in the beginning, but it's good. We embrace the first opportunity, which we have enjoyed in our collective capacity since your inauguration, to express our great satisfaction in your appointment to the Chief Magistrate of the United States. And though our mode of expression may be less courtly and pompous than what many others clothe their addresses with, we beg you, sir, to believe that none are more sincere. Our sentiments are uniformly on the side of religious liberty, that religion is at all times the place and matter between God and individuals, that no man ought to suffer in name, person, or effects on account of his religious opinions, that the legitimate power of civil government extends no further than to punish the man who works ill to his neighbor. Sir, by the way, they're not saying, the Danbury Baptists are not saying there should be no religion. They're saying, leave us alone. We just want to be left alone. Right? Sir, we are sensible that the President of the United States is not a national legislator, and also sensible that the national government cannot destroy the laws of each state.